No laws.
It's an all skate.
There's no laws out there.
Nope.
The only law we have is a burning ordinance.
So what
That's it.
kind of law?
Which we don't go by
Explain,
very
just
much
so
at all.
we're clear, explain to me.
Well, wait, there is a law, we adopted the building code, so this building, if it was new right now, they'd have to put fire protection in according to the code. Well, whatever it is, they have to do that, but they're saying there's no ongoing review, maintenance, inspections.
Oh, you
They
can
block
say they
it.
can shut the alarm off if it became, instead of paying the fine. There's no one to go check that now.
See, that's what I was
Yes,
asking.
that's a
what I-
different issue.
No one can enforce the solution.
That's what I meant, like, you guys all said, oh, they wouldn't do that, but
Well,
you can't be so.
That's why we're talking about number
residential can
two.
do it whatever they want once you're in there. Commercial,
Like, I know, I mean, when we lived in North Strabane, we lived in a townhouse and it has a sprinkler system. North Strabane has a requirement that, I want to say it's once a year or once every other year, the fire departments came out and you had to pay, I think it was $52 or something, and they check your sprinkler system, and then that's it, you had to do it. What you're saying is we don't have anything.
Exactly.
There is
That's
no
exactly it.
fire code in Cecil Township.
none.
Bill, what is your
Hold on.
solution?
Okay.
To adopt the fire code.
Pardon?
To adopt the fire
That
code.
says what?
Well, don't rewrite the book, find out what other people are using,
But
look at it, and adopt it. You know, there's fire
And then
codes
find
out there.
somebody certified to go do
Go
it.
do it.
That was the next question I had, because if you adopt the code, you still don't have enforcement.
Or how do we pay for it?
How do we change
Says
the
she's
law?
every charge.
They charge us.
That's one place you're talking about.
And to be honest, like, I didn't even think anything of it. They sent me a letter that said you have to pay $52 and you have to have your sprinkler system checked, this and that. It didn't even occur to me to complain or.
Send her a letter.
But I mean, I just assumed that everybody had to do it. You'll have somebody who complains.
Let me give you a real world example. Universal Electric called me before they built, and he tried to get something through us that we can't do because it goes through the township for the new construction. So I said, well, I'm here, can I take a walk through what's there? Outside the back door, they have a diesel generator with a diesel tank. They have oxygen acetylene next to it. They had wood pallets lined up against that, and they had some other gases and other flammable stuff, then their smoking area. And once it
All
all
one
was
area.
gone. And there's nothing I can say, I said, I don't suggest you do this, I can't rate your ticket, I can't even call the township. And as part of our pre-planning, we like to do inspections. We have a qualified inspector who currently still does it for Mount Lebanon as part of our department. But if they would let us do a voluntary inspection, at least we're pre-planning, we can warn them of some of
And
these
you
things,
would
that's fine.
expect that, you would do that. You would contact the business owner and say, we'd like to come out and do a pre-plan on your building, to know where stuff is. Now, oh, great, they love
Because
it.
it protects them. The
Yes.
same reason I was okay with the sprinkler system. Then you know it works and there's no problems. and you can move.
But if
Are
we
we
do,
talking about each department then having an inspector to come
no,
there, tear
no, there's a difference between an official inspection, which has teeth, like a township employee,
Or a-
versus what we're doing as a pre-planning, because we need to know what's in that building and how they pack what's in there.
Where will make you guys have to do that though?
But we have to do it anyhow.
We shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
We are volunteer
That's
firefighters.
my
Yeah,
point.
that's what
There should be a township official tasked with that.
Commercial code.
Sure.
That's
But
just
there
one
is
example. I was on my phone yesterday at work for almost an hour from somebody calling me from South Point about where everything has to be. A standpipe, just everything. And so I don't think I should be the one answering that. We should be calling here, and somebody certified here should be telling them where all this stuff is supposed to be.
Right.
And they should know what our capabilities are also.
What
In other
are
words,
they?
well,
Not
they
yours.
should know how much hose we carry, what we're capable of doing, what kind of connection. You know, they build a building and then we go over and look at it and go, gee, how am I gonna pipe this?
That's coming up.
Gonna work. Why after that's coming up?
That's coming up too, if you want
That's coming up,
to
too.
talk for hours on this different thing. What we're trying to get is bullet points. Nothing's going to resolve this night. You're not going to adopt the fire code tonight, but we need to start thinking about it.
Just the one
Yeah,
number
but-
I looked at, if we had somebody here that was paid, we did a fee like Cindy mentioned about $52 or something for an inspection, that would pay, if we pay somebody $50,000, we'd need 960 inspections a year to make 52 work.
It
Well, that
doesn't
was
have to be
residential
50.
price too. I mean,
Right.
if you're expecting the businesses over in
You
South,
can base it on
not
square
going to charge
footage of
them
the building.
That's a good
$50.
idea.
You charge them, if it was double, if it was 100, then that'd be 500
What I
inspections.
would suggest for the board to do is go find out what other townships are doing, how they're handling it.
Isn't that something the code should have been doing?
No.
Our new one
They,
should
they only enforce it to get occupancy,
Yes.
to make sure it's installed and tested.
Well, in reality, the township should have somebody that they do this as their job on an everyday basis.
That's what I'm talking about,
the
happens
township
sometimes.
needs.
Right.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes, they need somebody certified out there telling everybody where to put hydrants at, to put standpipes at, how the sprinklers are supposed to be set up. I mean, and so there's nobody there whatsoever at all.
And again, though, if that person doesn't talk to the fire departments, it doesn't help us at
No, wait,
all.
that's not true. For plan review for the fire code for the building, someone tells them where the sprinklers, they measure them, they measure the spacing on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets done before they get occupancy. Our issue is make,
Well,
reviews
what
and
code are
maintenance
they
after.
using for
Right.
that, Tom?
Right.
Which code do they use?
The building code?
2009, yeah.
And then how?
Does it
you
say where the
mentioned-
fire hydrants are supposed to be in reference to the fire
No,
department?
just the building itself.
Just like
Exactly,
that,
that's part of the,
so why are we finding wrong fire hydrants? Why are we finding wrong size?
I just said it was
standpipe?
for the building, when Denny asked that, that's the building. The site, that's another thing, maybe our engineer reviews it.
well,
or-
a lot of them are required to have an on-site fire.
Yeah.
They put a connection on it that's too big, so we don't have to.
They look to see if there's a connection.
And so we gotta take money out.
Here's an
Because they
example.
want to cost hundreds of dollars.
And here's an example, you got a fire department connection on a building, it's supposed to be 150 foot from a hydrant.
That is not straight through the center of the building either.
That's an NFPA code, it's not a
Yeah.
fire.
No, there's-
Which can be, some jurisdictions do take that.
Well, that's that housing
But the
plan.
point is, there's no one looking out for that kind of stuff.
That housing plant, we went up there, I think, Ed, you guys, we went up there and they got the fire hydrant over the hill. Behind the buildings, it's down over the hill. I mean, it's one thing blowing that hose down that hill, but it's another thing trying to get that hose up that hill to fight that house. And they put the standpipe in the front, they put the hydrant in the back, and then down over the hill.
Probably to feed more houses, right?
Yeah, no, there was no more houses on there. It goes down there, the hydrant's there, and it goes down into the weeds.
Because
So there's nothing there, so it was like,
And we have to live with it.
Because,
Wait,
at
wait,
that.
I have a question. So are we talking about inspecting sprinklers and things inside buildings, or are we talking about inspecting fire hydrants and stuff?
everything.
When they build a building, they need to follow where the connection is for the fire hydrant, how far it is from the standpipe connection, things like that, layout, where the hydrants are, how far apart the hydrants
That's a
are.
one-time
Even
inspection.
I'm sorry,
No, it's-
even hydrant pressures for that matter.
Yes.
Okay.
PA American Water won't give us hydrant pressure because of some, Patriot Act, because of Homeland Security stuff. You could know where vulnerable infrastructure is.
Well, they used to publish a list years ago, but they won't do it anymore.
They'll give
They
it to the
either give
owner,
you- they give
they'll
you
give it to
two-
the property owner.
They give you 500 gallon a minute, or I forget what the other default answer is. You get two answers. Now, there's a lot of difference between 1,000 gallons a minute and 500 gallons a minute and a 200,000
Years
square foot
ago,
building.
you could look up each hydrant in your town and know what it was flowing. Now, they will not give you that answer.
All changed after September 11th.
I'm going to say something. It seems to me that while we're talking about these things, what we're really talking about is that, and this is a scary subject, maybe or maybe not, but it's time for us to start looking toward a paid fireman, one that could perhaps handle all three fire departments and do this one thing, this collectively one thing.
Code enforcement too.
Pardon me?
Code enforcement too, maybe.
Yeah,
We're
but
not
only
necessarily asking.
for fire.
Schultz has an answer for that.
What?
We're not necessarily asking.
Well, I'm agreeing with you, but they hired a guy in Peters Township who couldn't get to all the places in 1 year, just their
It's
township.
not-
It's not as easy to
get
get inside one person and with any other responsibilities.
We don't have the number of commercial properties that Peters Township does.
We have.
There's more.
Yeah, I would say.
We actually have more.
We have, oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're only business since
Yes.
2019.
That's all.
Yeah, maybe the first step is to get this code written up,
That's-
so we do have a fire.
that's
code.
The
exactly
thing
what
is,
we're talking
don't,
about.
don't try to write the
Yeah,
book.
you can't get up, if we're not
You
going to
take
enforce it
it
somehow.
exactly. You find a code you want to have.
Things like parking, when they build a building and they put parking areas in, and they put a parking spot right in front of the fire connection. Not a smart move, but they do it, okay? We would like to have a walkthrough of the building before they get the occupancy permit. Just for example, they built a new building in our town. Bill and I went with it. We drove past it on a Saturday. you couldn't get a fire truck in there or an ambulance in there to save your life. And how many people were in there, Bill?
Easily a couple
They're
hundred
parked on both
children,
sides of the
children,
road.
I'm talking about,
What I'm
200
saying
kids.
is, there's a lot of these townships that have these codes already, that you can find one that would fit with us.
You call them,
So you
ask
just
them what
have
they're
one
using,
use.
don't rewrite it, don't write your own thing.
No, you don't
Go
have to,
Find out what they're
but
using.
you find a
And adopt
township that is gonna line up with what we
The
have.
guidelines are there. It's-
And
it's
use
up
that
to-
as the basis for everything.
Right.
And if we have a fee that's an offsetting, it doesn't have to pay for the whole person. If it was a reasonable number for the commercial businesses that augment their salary, then we could absorb some of it too. It
We
doesn't
could
have to-
also look up how many businesses we have now, and we'll be able to figure out what it's gonna be approximately, how many you're gonna have to visit.
I don't think that's
As long as
necessarily
we
what you
wanna
want now.
accomplish it.
So are we talking about a full-time fireman, or are we talking about just a code person?
No, it'd be a full-time person
I
anyhow.
thought we were talking about code.
They couldn't do it in a
Let's
year.
start with baby steps.
Yeah, let's
And
work
we
out
move.
That's two different.
The code is my.
Right, my understanding what Cansburg did to get a second daytime fireman available was make him that,
The fire marshal.
The fire marshal. So as he's doing inspections, he could leave for a daytime structure fire, but the fees he was collecting and doing his inspections would pay his salary. So there's many ways of looking at and doing it. And all the guidelines are out there, you just gotta get together and adopt and decide what you wanna enforce. I mean, they're written already.
Okay, to that point.
Yes.
Do we, is this something you guys, I mean, I'd be happy to do it, I have some time. We could select municipalities, or just start going and checking with municipalities and finding
Call
out.
them and see what they use.
Yeah.
And find something that
What
they
they have, and I have a
have.
copy of it, and then bring it back and we'll.
Exactly.
Yes.
Same with the fire, that's a perfect example of the nuisance alarm. Give to somebody who's been doing it for 10 years and how it's working.
Fire codes. That's what we're talking about. is
Yeah,
that right?
don't try to don't rewrite the book.
So, but it's all, when it's good, I know.
Find something that works for everybody.
Because obviously,
Even if you have to
they have
tweak it a little bit.
That's what I was just
Right,
saying.
you can take and look at, I like this one, I like this one, I don't like this point, and pick out what you like and what you don't like about it and adopt it as yours.
Or you can take part of this one and part of this
Yeah,
one.
whatever
and
it takes to make it
That's
work.
why I said six.
We just need something.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I think we all agree.
DJ
that's a good
says, don't
start.
worry.
I think
Try to
that's
find
what we
some-
gotta do.
Examples.